In academic essay development, one of the major modal methods of essay writing is the argument method. In an academic argument, the first thing you need to understand is the meaning of the word argument. It's not an angry exchange. In this sense, an academic argument uses the elements of argument, which are subject, claims, evidence, and assumptions. In the academic argument, the subject can be disputed, in other words, argued against. The claim or the statement that requires support, and it often includes a call to action. The assumption is the opinion, principle, or belief that ties evidence to claims and explains why evidence is relevant to a particular claim. The supporting evidence are facts, statistics, examples, expert opinions, personal experience, or appeals to the reader's beliefs and needs. In an academic argument, you use caution about statements of fact. They cannot be debatable. They should be used as supporting evidence, and an example would be instructors' lectures are available as podcasts at Grayson College. This is a statement of fact. Making instructors' lectures available as podcasts would or would not enhance education at Grayson College. Now that is debatable, and it can be supported by facts and examples. A statement of personal belief, preference, or taste would be, for example, diet soft drinks do not taste good. That's a personal opinion. The primary goal of government should be to provide equality of opportunity for all. Although seemingly arguable, a statement of belief is not based on facts and cannot be contested based on supporting evidence. In academic argument, you have to provide details, addresses, and provide a response to opposing views. You state the opposing view, you refute those you can, you grant the validity of others, demonstrate why, despite their validity, the opposing views are less compelling than your own. An example would be, proponents of stricter gun control legislation are right when they cite studies showing that more homicides occur in places where more people have guns. However, such studies refer, by and large, to loose firearms. The situation is different where guns are protected or kept under lock and key, where a child or intruder cannot get to them. In academic argument, you should always use caution regarding fallacies. These are errors in reasoning that undermine an argument. They evade the issue, they oversimplify the issue, or they are even a questionable or even a false assumption. Example, an attack on the opposition's intelligence or patriotism. The rhetorical argument uses logic, ethics, or emotion to convince an audience to accept or at least acknowledge the validity of its position. The rhetorical triangle will help you understand how we use emotional reasoning to gain support for our points. In the rhetorical triangle, you have logos, which is reason. It focuses on the text. If you're using the ethos or authority way, that focuses on you, the writer. Pathos, or emotions, focuses on the audience and your appeal to them. A logical appeal, logos, is the strategic use of logic, claims, and evidence to convince an audience of a certain point. We tend to believe things that make sense. An ethical appeal, ethos, is used to establish the writer as fair, open-minded, honest, and knowledgeable about the subject matter. We tend to believe people who we feel we can trust. In the emotional appeal, or pathos, you target the emotions of the reader to create some kind of connection with the writer. Since humans are in many ways emotional creatures, pathos can be a very powerful strategy in argument. For this same reason, however, emotional appeal is often misused, sometimes to intentionally mislead readers or to hide an argument that is weak in logical appeal. A lot of visual appeal is emotional in nature. Think of advertisements with their powerful imagery, colors, fonts, and symbols. We can often be persuaded or manipulated through appeals to our emotions. An argument appeal under logos would be clear thesis, facts, examples, expert opinion, and well organized. A essay with pathos would include words of images designed to move readers, emotionally loaded language, and vivid descriptions or striking examples. An ethos would examine knowledge of the subject, be reasonable and fair, documentation of reliable, credible sources, and respect for the opposing point of view. The subject or sentencing an underage person for a crime. If you use the logos appeal, children finish developing their frontal lobes around age 14, which means they have the same moral capabilities as an adult. That's a logical appeal. In pathos, or emotional appeal, he killed his friend. He is a murderer. An ethos, or an ethics appeal, says his sentence should be just and fair. His punishment should fit the crime. Now, if you will click on the link at the bottom of the page, you will be able to download the worksheet that will help you understand what you've just learned.